Thank you, members of the press. My name is Ivan Smiriri, counsel of these two petitions, appearing together with my learned colleagues, Counsel Ken Calistus and Counsel Calistus. We have been dealing with petitions presented to the County Assembly of Kakamega by citizens of this republic who feel aggrieved in certain aspects relating to the performance and conduct of our clients who are members of the County Public Service Board. The first petition took off. We have been canvassing through it. The petitioner prosecuted it midway the first sitting. There was an adjournment leading to today's proceedings, where the petitioner has exercised his constitutional right to withdraw the petition. We could not and we cannot question the right of any citizen to withdraw any petition or any suit, as it were. And so, as at now, the first petition that was presented to the Assembly, committed to the committee, has been exhaustively finalized with the withdrawal. It is dead and buried. Regrettable that it has consumed valuable time and costs to the board, men and women who should be spending their precious time in service of this great county. We will take a question or two, and I will yield to my learned colleagues. Thank you very much.
I'll address you briefly and answer that question. One, the withdrawal of this petition confirms the worst of our fears, that the petitioner and the petitioners have not been themselves. These are petitions being remote controlled from outside, and the petitioner is simply a puppet who takes instruction. When he's told file, he files. When he's told withdraw, he withdraws. And this calls for an examination and an evaluation of our standing orders, both the National Assembly and the county assemblies, and our legal system in support of devolution. Public interest litigation must be distinguished from busybody litigation. To us, the petitioner has been a busybody, because if he had a petition that he ought to execute to the end, why has he withdrawn it? Men and women behind us have lost their valuable time. The assembly has lost taxpayers' money for absolutely sitting over something that had no substance forever. And perhaps going forward, the assembly must always evaluate a petition and commit it to the committee only based on the substance of that petition. We are calling upon the assembly, the National Assembly, the Senate, to come up with a legal framework that will provide for costs on such busybody litigation. If this petition would have gone to the end and been thrown out by the assembly, it would have been a different matter, other than allowing the petition to withdraw now and running away without paying the costs. The same fellow will come back tomorrow if he gets another person to whom he can hold brief with the same frivolous and vexatious petition. The members of their board or any other entity will come here, waste 1 week, waste taxpayers' money, and the fella walks out scot-free. He has been thrown out of the assembly because he is unruly. He has no respect for rules, he has no respect for procedures, and he is a commercial public interest litigator. Back to your question as to whether we can take legal action against the petitioner. We are constrained by the legal framework governing petitions and public interest litigation. Because if materials have been presented before the assembly, then the materials are privileged, because the assembly is a privileged area. However, if this petitioner makes good his threat or makes good his documents to come to the public domain outside of these precincts of the county assembly, that would be our desire, so that we go and take legal action against him. But he knows he is hiding under the county assembly privilege. If we find any reason that these materials were outside this assembly, we possibly will seek legal redress, both for the defamation of character and in costs.
Well, this has been the...
What is the name?
This is Shifuoka Calistus, one of the council appearing for the respondents. And this has been the first of such petitions against the board in Kakamega. Kakamega has not been known to infighting, and it is unfortunate that the petition has been withdrawn without testing both the process as well as the substance of what merits what is to be determined and resolved upon by the county assembly in terms of removal of the members of the board. As a consequence of the same, the public has been denied an opportunity for growth of jurisprudence in that particular sector. We felt there are certain grey areas that needed growth. We were prepared to stretch them and see what the assembly as well as possibly the courts would have determined on the same. Nevertheless, we respect the right of the petitioner to withdraw his petition. We are saddened that he elected to abuse process. We are saddened that through unquote means, certain of other documents and public documents and confidential documents have gotten into the public domain, and it sheds negatively light on the functions and objectives of the board and the perceived conduct of the same board. We are, however, grateful that the petitioner has seen the light, has come to the realization of the lack of substance in his petitions, and elected to do the most noble thing to do in the withdrawal. We are hopeful that no such attempt is going to be made in the near future for the same reasons. We, however, shall remain vigilant in protecting our clients so that any such party who proceeds to do the same without reasonable basis shall then face the due course of civil law.